Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Show, which is a little after 4 o'clock in the New York City area. My name is Lou Tenor, and I welcome you all to another fine edition as we wrap up the month of August. Oh, wow. Remember, the number to call is 512-543-4662. I'll repeat that, 512-543-4662, and we'll be here just before 6 o'clock when Rasal McGee takes over his fine show. Don't forget, you can also look for us on YouTube. Just dial up, put in YouTube and dial up the Enhanced Sports Show, and you'll hear this show in its entirety, as well as some other shows over the past few months. Okay, we got a lot to cover today, so we're gonna get right to it. I'll bring in my callers in, starting with, I believe this is Steve. I think Steve. All right. Okay. I think Alan is here. Glad to be with you too. Nice to be back. Alan does a wonderful show on Friday nights. You should check it out sometime. It's a great show. I've been a part of it for quite a long time. Steve Kent. And last but not least, Diane. Yes, which wouldn't be much of a show without her. All right. All right. I'm gonna do something a little unusual today. I'm gonna go over to well, you know how we cover women's sports here. So we're gonna start off with the Women's World Cup, which ended last week in a defensive type of game. As Spain beat England 1-0. Both were in their first final. I thought Spain was in a final with that. I thought it was only just the men. But Spain was in their first title, and they won 1-0 in a defensive title game. Olga Kamara scored the only goal in the championship game. She scored late in the semifinal game against Sweden to get to advance the championship game. Euro champs were the slight favorites heading into the match after having beaten Spain in the Euro tournament last year. Yes, folks, they have a Euro tournament for women too. As for the Lioness, went close to open the scoring early as Lauren Hemp hit the crossbar with a left foot strike from Rachel Daly's pass 20 yards out. Sounds like a Stanley Cup hockey game. Spain responded with a straightaway from Albena Redondo, forced goalkeeper Mary Earps into a critical save 2 minutes later. And believe me, that was a critical save. After Hemp saw another chance to go away with a weak effort from close range, Spain took the lead when they capitalized. Lucy Brown's losing the ball in the midfield. That could cost you very deeply. Spain launched a quick counterattack that saw the ball following a Mardonia Cantale layoff, bruising down from the left. The Real Madrid defender controlled the ball before gliding a left foot strike behind Earps into the far corner to give Spain the game's only goal and their first World Cup title. Now, I don't know if anybody actually saw the game because it's on at a ridiculous time at 6 a.m., but I managed to get to it because it was a championship game, and of course, it did spark my interest. I thought it was a fairly decent game, despite the fact it was low scoring. I mean, there was a lot of offensive opportunities in the game, despite the scoring. So I fairly enjoyed it. And Spain, I thought was going to, just blow them right out. I didn't think it had much of a chance, to be honest with you. Spain looked like more of a heavy favorite going into that final match. But hey, I guess it was wrong. We all make mistakes like that. So did anybody besides me watch the game on Sunday? Oh, I think we have two more callers here. I believe. Um, well, first, would you state your name, please, for the record? Calling from Indiana, Melissa, right? Melissa's here, and another from the Washington area. Could you state your name, please, for the record? 007. Okay, guys, use your real names, please. I appreciate it. Use your real names. Okay. All right. So did anybody watch the game besides me? Okay, that's a no vote right here because I fairly enjoyed it. You know, that's the thing you got though that a time difference from Australia and New Zealand. Uh, it does kind of complicate things here. Oh boy. Well, then again, so is the FIBA men's tournament. I'll get to that a little bit later. Uh, Steve, Ken, any thoughts on the women's soccer match? We'll get to that in a minute. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. No. Yes. I know I did. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I was surprised with that too. I was thinking it was gonna be like at least 3-0 or 4-0 in Spain's favor, of course. I didn't think it had much of a chance. But what do I know? I mean, I was just making a guess. And there goes Big Daddy. Okay. So Alan, any thoughts? Yes. Yes, exactly. When it's a win. Before I go to anybody else with that, Melissa, I know you're new to. I said we will cover college football, but in case you have to go, just tell me what team do you follow right now? I know they're playing and they're beating up on Navy, just as I thought. Of course, right? Oh, right, right. Hmm. I'm not too familiar with that team, but I understand. But I do follow Ball State. Ball State. Anybody know a famous alumni that came from that? No, from Ball State. Anybody familiar with a guy named David Letterman? He went there. Yep. Yep. Oh, him. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Okay. So Steve Davidson, any thoughts on the World Cup final? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Diane, any thoughts? But any thoughts on the tournament? I thought overall was a good tournament. I wish the U.S. would have done better though. But yeah, but overall I thought it was a great tournament. So in response to Steve's question, I know what he's mentioning, so I'll break it down like this. Oh boy, this might be the ridiculous sign of the week already. FIBA has suspended Spain coach Luis Rubiales, the president of the Spanish Football Federation, or the RFEF, from all football related activities for 90 days following his unsolicited kiss of Jenny Hermosa after the World Cup final. Okay, here we go. Despite growing pressure throughout the week, yeah, it looks to me that way, doesn't it, folks? Despite growing pressure throughout the week, including FIFA opening disciplinary proceedings Thursday, Rubiales refused to resign yesterday, saying the kiss was mutual and with consent. Obviously, though, Hermosa doesn't think so. So we got a little bit of a opinion here, don't we, folks? Mm-hmm. Forward, Hermosa replied in a statement later in the day, disputing Rubel's version of the event, saying she felt vulnerable and a victim of aggression and impulsive cyclist act, which was out of place and with no consent on her behalf at all. I think probably she said that though in Spanish. I think. FIFA's world governing body said today the chairman of the FIFA disciplinary committee, Judge Jorge Ivan uh, Planco of Colombia, in use of powers granted by Article 51 of the disciplinary code, had decided today to suspend Mr. Luis Rubiales from all football-related activities and at the national and international level. By the way, that is Article 51, the suspension. Oh boy, the suspension, which was in effective as of today, is for an initial period of 90 days or 3 months, as you prefer, pending on the disciplinary proceedings against Rubiales on Thursday, August 24th. Okay, Steve, your comments on that because I knew we were going to bring that up. So, what do you make of this mess caused by the coach itself? Of all people, though, I bet Steve Kent. I bet Steve Kent. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I would think so too. I mean, it's not the first time. Well, it's not the first time we've seen somebody get caught up in the moment after a celebration. I mean, take for instance example. I don't know to bring something up about Brandy Chastain back in 1999, right? Right. We all have with that one, don't we, folks? So this is like kind of like in this kind of like the same thing. Got caught up in the moment, but when you come on like that, that can cause a bit of a problem. Neither did I. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh, I think that's cool. No, it's a family show. Yes. Yes. Tarnished. Yes, what a mismatch. So this is, rather ridiculous. I mean, it's shameful in a way too. To have that happen like that. I mean, you're in celebration and then you have to have an episode like that. Just yes, yes. Oh, we got a problem now, folks. Oh boy, not anymore. Boy, hmm, not looking good here. Anybody else have any thoughts? Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, guys, keep the comments to 5 minutes, though. Okay, 5 minutes less because we gotta do the football pick. So try to keep it down to 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Yes. Anyone else? No. No thoughts, Diane? Yes. All right. So we can all agree that it was a stupid thing to do, and that makes it you the idiot of the week, maybe even of the year. All right. So moving along. Well, we got through that early. All right. Moving along to, well, unfortunately, with also coming with news like this, also comes some bad news as our as a report. I don't know if anybody heard this morning, but a story of Oklahoma as four people were shot during at a high school football game last night, where a police officer fired a weapon sent by authorities. This is just awful. The officers responded to a reported was shooting around 10:30 p.m. local time between Chattawa and Dallas City High School. That's in Oklahoma. Said by Police Chief Kelly Marshall. The victims were transported to a nearby hospital and were treated for gunshot wounds. One person was treated for a wound in her thigh before being released. Uh, Marshall did not right away name the conditions of the other three victims. To add to that, at least one of the victims was a student, but the ages of the victims were not known on the rest of the investigation. The police said it was a male suspect who fled the scene but was on custody last night. Now, to add to that, we found out this morning that the 16-year-old did die of his injuries of that, which is a shame, as the police officer fired two shots, and two other people who uh, were injured as they fled the scene. The 16-year-old died was during the shooting during the third quarter between the two school rivals, according to a statement by the police. The boy was not a student of either school, Marshall said in the release, and it did not release the names of the other victims. Also didn't announce any arrests, but a person of interest was being sought. Okay. It was reported that there was an argument between two men, is what led to the shooting, said Marshall. Two guns and 8 rounds of ammo were recovered at the scene. Marshall said a 42-year-old man was in stable condition after receiving a wound to the chest and a young woman was released after being injured in her thigh. And March said the two other women got broken bones at the scene. Just a tragic incident that happened in high school. You're going to a high school football game and you have this happen. I mean, really, it's not even the same thing to go to a high school football game anymore. I mean, what in the world is going on here? And probably all for some. It is sad. It's shameful. No. Oops. Yeah. But I mean, it's a high school football game and you can't even enjoy it because, you have some idiot get in an argument with somebody else and you bring a gun and you shoot people. No, please don't. Exactly. I know. I wish you didn't have to. Yeah. Well, it's a gun problem. That's all I can say. No, 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 no. Please don't. Yeah, unfortunately. Yes. Very sad statement. Anyone else have any thoughts before we move on? Yeah, yeah, yes. Very tragic, and we're sorry for the victims of this tragedy. Oh, I also want to send out condolences to people who are going through a rough time with the hurricanes in California and Hawaii and everything. And our thoughts and prayers are with you as well. All right, on to baseball now. And a lot of more injuries here as we enter the final month of the season. Cardinals third baseman Nolan Arenado left last night's game against the Phillies in the seventh inning with low back tightness. Okay, yes, the Cardinals having bad season enough already. He's only listed though as day to day, so it doesn't look to be anything serious. He's been battling with this issue for weeks now, but yet refuses to come out of the game or the lineup set by Cardinals manager Oliver Mantle. Well, I guess he's playing through the pain. What can I say? It started to lock up a bit, but I don't want to push through it. He was over 3 in the game last night on the era. Softball hit by Trey Turner in the fifth and was not able to get Garrett Stubbs a blooper double that scored 2 runs for the Phillies. Ariando has 26 home runs and 87 RBIs with 52 extra base hits and was replaced by Nolan Gorman, who just returned from the injury list with low back strain problems. I mean, the Cardinals are bad enough as it is, and now they got now they got an injury. So I think they'll be happy when this season is over. I mean, this season has not been good for the Cardinals whatsoever, which is a kind of a disappointment because I thought they were supposed to do better this year. Yeah. All right. So moving on. Only a step. I thought it was like 2 steps back. No, no, wait, that's the Mets. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, I don't know. I mean, the Cardinals. It's like maybe you're right. I think it's going to be at least about a good 5 years before we see them back. You know, kind of disappointing. All right, who do you think has been your biggest disappointment so far this year in baseball? Now we mentioned it. Pittsburgh, the Mets, Cardinals. Anybody? Anybody can answer. Yankee. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Yes. Right. Yeah. I'm afraid you're right. Yeah. Hold it one at a time. Yeah. Yes. Probably. Yes. But as I've often said, that your payroll doesn't is not going to defy how good or bad your team is going to be, and this proves it right here. You know, your payroll means nothing. If you're not producing the numbers, what I don't care what your name is. Plain and simple. You're not producing, you're not going to win. All right. As for Shoni Otani, well, he tore his elbow is fine until he tore it on Wednesday from a 94 miles per hour ball from Christian Encarnacion Strand on Wednesday. That according to manager Phil Nevin. He's done pitching this year, guys. He's done. So he's not going to be a two-way player for the rest of the year, but he will continue to bat. He returned to the lineup in the DH spot against the Mets 2 days after the injury, ending his season as a pitcher, and cloud his future months becoming a, before becoming a free agent. He hit a double down the line right field on Cody Senga with a two-run third inning. Otani walked three times and grounded out, but the Angels did beat the Mets. Well, he received cheers from the crowd as he walked to the plate in the first inning and tipped his cap twice in response. Mets manager Uncle Buck was booed by fans for issuing an intentional walk with runners on the corners on the ninth in the ninth inning with two outs. Now that is a stupid move. You intentionally walk him with two outs, and yeah, that's not good. And the Mets blew that game last night. Yeah. Otani not spoken to the media since the injury and remains unclear if he needs a second Tommy John surgery. Okay, the Angels have said they have plans to seek a second opinion before making a decision. Otani finished as a pitcher as 10-5 with a 3.14 ERA and 23 starts with 162 strikeouts in 132 innings, and also has the home run lead this year with 44 home runs and 91 RBIs. Guys, there's a lot of talk thinking that he's going to break the home run record. I don't know. If he keeps up with these injuries he's been getting, I don't think we're going to see that. I think he might be stuck around maybe like 50 or 55. I don't think he's going to make 63. Or I could be wrong, but does anybody see him making 63 this year? No. Thank you. Good. We're in agreement. Otani was injured on the. Okay. Oops. Right. Oh, that could be a problem. Yes. Well, we'll have to find out, won't we? Yeah. Yes. All right. So, and of course, as you said, the Mets and Yankees are doing horrible this year. The Mets just came up. Well, the Yankees came off a 5-0 losing streak. They won as they won on Wednesday, but lost on Thursday. But did win again last night. But still in last place in the AL East. And the Mets are on a tailspin now. They are really in a deep funk right now. I don't see them getting anywhere, even getting maybe a winning season at this. They're on a collision course themselves. Even though they did beat one game in Atlanta, but they haven't really didn't do much as they lost us last night. Well, so doesn't look good for our New York teams right now. Isn't that right, Diane? Yeah. Anybody else in the New York oh, no one's in the New York crowd's here yet, but, doesn't look good for our New York team this year. Uh, no. No, you don't, Melissa. You're right. That's been a big disappointment for us this year as well. Just awful. Yes. 8 yeah, since '82 when they lost yeah, 9 in a row, and if they would have been 10 in a row, it would have been the worst loss in 100 years. Boom, more likely. I think Cashman's got another year, but I think Boom more likely to be out, and, you know, even if they do finish with a winning season, I don't think it's gonna be enough to save his job. I really don't. They only got about maybe. You're probably right. Uh, yeah. So, guys, let me ask you a question. I got a football question here to ask you. For those of you, of course, in this area here, the New York area, we got the Giants and Jets tonight, as it's known as the Snoopy Bowl. Now everybody's thinking, what's the Snoopy Bowl? Simple. We now know it's called MetLife Stadium. It used to be called Giant Stadium, and Snoopy is the mascot, or the spokes beagle, or what do you want to call it. And it's like it's listed up there, posted up as the Snoopy Bowl, playing for the Snoopy Trophy between the Jets and the Giants. But it also turns out that um, our that Aaron Rodgers is going to play tonight. I don't think he's going to spend much, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes in one quarter. I don't see him playing very long, because they want to probably save him up, for the start of the opener, which starts in 2 weeks. But what is everybody making about tonight's debut with Rodgers? What do you expect? What does everybody expect from Rodgers tonight? Yeah, yeah, right. Because they got to save him up. I mean, he is our star. Steve Davidson, how good? Can you be a little bit more specific in that? First 2 quarters, that's a little much. Like I said, maybe 10 minutes of one quarter, but I doubt he's gonna play 2 quarters. Okay, okay, Melissa, your thoughts? A couple of snaps. All right, I understand that. And Diane, I'm still thinking, up to 10 minutes in one quarter, but nothing beyond that. So I think it'd be more than a few snaps. Well, let's just see if if Mr. Rogers is gonna feel well in his new neighborhood. Oh, no. Okay. Eek. Remember, folks, the jokes are ad lib. Keep that in mind. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Times have changed. What are you people nuts? I have. Right. All right, I'll buy that. I thought maybe that was just pushing it a bit to go that far. Well, we'll see as the it goes on. By the way, the game time is at 6 p.m. right after this Notre Dame game, which they are killing Navy right now. All right. Switching gears to basketball for a minute, the U.S. men's basketball team got off to an impressive start yesterday. I'd say rather, as they beat up on New Zealand 99-72 thanks to Austin Reeves, who will make a fine addition to the Lakers. It's all about production with spirit and was a huge difference maker. And add one, and he has a few bench players pull Team USA out of some early mishaps in a game that would have a building block around it. If Team USA wants to be continue as the favorite, right now they are considered the favorite, but they got off to a slow start, which is nothing that we want. So we'll have to just keep our eye on that. Anyway, to continue. Yeah. Hey, Diane, Mike's coming aboard, isn't he? Diane? Okay. Okay. All right. So continuing on. Where, uh-oh. Hold on, guys. All right. Little mishap here. That would have been a building block of Team USA wants to be the favorite to win this tournament, which is going on right now. Reeves finished with 12 points and 6 assists and 3 steals. However, the numbers don't portray his impact. His bench teammates Tyrese Halliburton and Pablo Banchero deserve praise as well, as Banchero made his first 6 shots with 21 points. Halliburton finished with 10 points. But the starters were very lackluster from the start. Team USA's routine was out of sync. They came out on the floor to what? They came out on the floor to warm up, and instead getting a routine. They had to watch a pregame dance ceremony, pose for a team photo, and watch New Zealand perform their dance number. Okay. The U.S. was briefed of what would be happening as part of the first game formalities, but was not clear that what would be happening during the warm-up period. New Zealand was off to a strong start as the U.S. was trailing by 10, and they had 5 misses and 4 turnovers on their first 11 possessions. Not good. Anthony Edwards was shaky as he committed 4 turnovers in the first half alone, and Team USA was bothered by New England's aggressive style that caught him off guard. But New Zealand did commit a lot of fouls, made frequent subs, and made a lot of three-pointers, which had them just out for some time now. And then almost the entire starters were taken out except for Mikal Bridges. Then Reeves and Halliburton entered the game and began to turn things around and have more energy like they did against Germany last week and came back as they were down from 16 down in that game. Edwards, who had trouble with his footing earlier, regained it and was able to get to the foul line. He finished with 14 points, and center Jaren Jackson finished with 12 points. So not a bad effort there. Ruben T. Renge was the high man for New Zealand, 15 points. So now the U.S. will face against Greece on Monday, and they'll need more steady play from their front line. All right, guys. So what do we make of our matchup against Greece on Monday? Steve? That's Steve Davis. Steve Kent. That's true. That's correct. Right. Yes. Finish. Yes. Sure. Yeah. Right. Good. All right. Anyone else have any thoughts? No, I guess not. All right. Um, oh, and by the way, for you Trey Lance fans out there, the 49ers said you're gone. The Niners agreed to send Lance to the Cowboys in exchange uh, for a fourth-round draft choice last night, and that was confirmed by Coach Kyle Shanahan and General Manager John Lynch. The 49ers are not picking up on any of Lance's salary as part of the trade. All right now. The deal ends a wild 48 hours as Lance was informed that Sam Darnold beat him out for the number two quarterback position behind Brock Purdy. Lance did request a trade and did not participate on Wednesday's practice, but entered the team facility on Thursday. It ended a once promising union between the team that advanced the NFC title game in 3 of the last 4 years, a young signal caller as the answer to the franchise's 2-decade search for a quarterback with more stability. The exit of Lance comes 2 days after being informed that Darnold will take over the number 2 start, as long as he doesn't see any ghosts during the game. Oh, sorry, I said that. Okay, you guys get the idea on that, right? Right. All right. So, any Trey Lance fans out there, and is this going to be good for Dallas? Any thoughts? I like it. Yeah, you can say that again. Yes. Yes. Oh, Rodgers. Yes. Right. Yes. Yeah. Right. Oh, I hope so. I know. I know. Yes. Yes. Certainly. Oh, wow. Yes. Melissa, Melissa, any thoughts? I'd like to welcome Roger to the show. Roger, are you there? Okay. Any thoughts on on the trade that was just mentioned? Yes. To the Cowboys. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, yes. Yes. I know one person who's not happy about that, right, Steve? Yeah. Yeah. Diane, any thoughts? Okay. Okay, guys. You know that there's been a lot of talk about foreign substances, aka sticky stuff, in baseball this year. Well, guess what? We got another problem. Padres reliever Robert Suarez was given a 10-day suspension uh, by the MLB for using a foreign substance, aka sticky stuff. The penalty was issued by MLB Senior Vice President of Operations, Field Operations, Michael Hill. Suarez is the sixth player this year to be given suspension for using this illegal substance, aka the sticky stuff. He appealed this case to John McHale Jr., a special assistant to Commissioner Rob Manfred. Oh boy. Any suspension would be delayed while an appeal was pending. He was suspended Wednesday for having the stuff on his arm and wrist before he threw a pitch in the eighth inning against the Marlins. Suarez, of course, denied any accusations using a banned substance and said he was only using sunscreen because it was a day game. But nevertheless, he got caught with the goods, and it happened again. Boy, they're really cracking down on this so-called foreign substance, whatever you call it. I mean, six players. You think by now someone can use it saying, "Well, don't want to use this. I want to get suspended." But there's always some idiot who's always pulling this act, and now you pay the price for it. All right, guys. So, any thoughts on this latest mishap on using these substances in the game? Yes, but he's the sixth in baseball this year. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Anyone else? He did, but the officials did not. He did. That's his mistake. Yeah, that sounds a little bit suspicious to me. Hmm. No, you got a point. Right. Uh, yes. Right. Yuck. Oh, he's not. There's bound to be others. I wouldn't put. I wouldn't put it past it. Anyone else have any thoughts on this melee? Well, I shouldn't say melee, but you get the idea. No kind. Just another idiot. Oh boy. Uh Steve, you want to go to your wrestling comment? Go right ahead because I know we got some very sad news yesterday. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Mhm. Remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Sorry, I missed it. 36 years old. What a shame. Yeah, he shall be missed. The wrestling world lost a great one. Please do. That yes. Ah, Taylor's here. Yes. Right. As they said he was, yes. I'd welcome Taylor to the show. Oh, hold on. I'd welcome Taylor Phillips to the show. Taylor, all right. We were discussing wrestling right now, but we'll take care of this stuff in a few minutes. Yeah, but it was very sad to hear of the passing of one of wrestling's greatest. Yes. No. Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Right. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. Right. Yes. Okay. We're gonna do our college. Steve, quickly, quickly. Yeah. Yes. Passed away today. Yes. 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 Very sad day. Very sad day. Rest in peace, Bob. Yes. No, password was Alan Ludden, Steve. Password was Alan Ludden. Sorry. Well, he was referring one passing to another, one great person passing to another. So I accept that. Okay, but now we're gonna move on. We're now gonna move on to our college football picks for next week because this week has already started, and that wouldn't make any sense to go back. So, guys, all ready? We're not gonna do. We can't do everybody. We can't do all the games. So that would take too much time. So we'll do the top 25 and a few local games, and Diane will do your trivia after that. Okay, so next week. We're gonna start tonight with US. No, we're gonna start Thursdays. Yes, Thursday, and we're gonna start with number 14, Utah versus Florida. Steve, Florida. Okay. Um, all right, Roger, Taylor, Diane. I'm gonna go with Florida too. All right, moving along. if I can get to it. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna go Utah actually. Okay, moving along to Friday. Oh, this one's for Taylor. Central Michigan, Michigan State. Okay. Uh, Steve, Diane, Roger. I'm gonna go Michigan State too. That game was for special interest only. All right, next Saturday, number two Michigan versus East Carolina. Again, I'll start with Taylor. Steve, right. All right, Roger, Diane. Make it unanimous, Michigan. Okay, number 12, Tennessee versus Virginia. Steve. Ooh, an upset. Uh, Taylor, Tennessee, Virginia. Tennessee, Virginia. Roger. Yes. And Diane. All right, Tennessee it is. All right, number 17, TCU versus Colorado. That change. That means it's got to change next year. Steve. All right. Roger. Diane. And Taylor. All right. Oklahoma versus. I'm going to go with Tennessee as well. Oklahoma versus Arkansas State. Steve. Uh, uh, you got to listen. You got to listen, Steve. All right, I'll say it again. Oklahoma or Oklahoma. Oh no. All right. Uh, Roger, Diane, and Taylor. Oklahoma is okay. Number 25, Iowa versus Utah State. Should have ranked in the numbers. Steve. All right. Roger, Taylor, and Diane. The land of corn. Iowa it is. Okay. And we'll get another call in just a little bit. All right. So moving along. All right. So it's okay. Number 22, Ole Miss. This should be a breeze. Ole Miss versus Mercer. Okay, Steve, go ahead. Yes. Taylor, is anybody think that Ole Miss is just going to rob Mercer right out of the gate? Uh, really? Yeah, where is I think that's in I forget where that is. But no, no, no. Don't forget, we're still in the early part of the season, so it's more known as the cream puff schedule, as it once was called. I forget. I'll look that up later. All right, moving along. Okay, number 15, Oregon versus Portland State. Steve. All right. Roger, Taylor, Diane. Oregon it is. All right, moving along. All right, number 3, Ohio. No, number 15, Oregon. Wait, I said Oregon before, right? Yeah, okay, number 3, Ohio State versus Indiana. Okay, this will be fun. Steve. Yes. Diane. Very good. Taylor. Roger. Make it Ohio State. Unanimous. Okay. Number 10, Washington versus Boise State. Steve. Right. Taylor. All right. Roger. And Diane. All right. No, it's Washington and Boise State. Okay, Washington. I'll take it. I'll accept the answer. All right. Texas versus Rice. Interstate rivalry. Steve. All right. Roger. Texas and Rice. Taylor. All right. And Diane. Okay. Texas it is. Number 13, Notre Dame versus Tennessee State. Steve. And at home, too. Okay. Roger. Taylor. Diane. Fighting Irish it is. Number 19, for the land of cheese, Wisconsin versus Buffalo. Steve. Roger. Taylor. Taylor. Wisconsin. All right, Diane. Mike, Wisconsin or Buffalo? Okay. Yeah, I'll get your other picks later. All right, moving along. All right. Ooh, okay. This one should be a breeze. Georgia over UT Martin. I think Georgia's going to just mop the floor with them. Do we all agree on that, people? I think it's also in Texas as well. All right. So I think we can all say that's a given. Oh, here's one for you for our local staff here. Monmouth versus Florida Atlantic. Mikey, I'll start that with you. What a shock. Diane. See how I went with that first, guys? Because it's local and I'm from there as well, the local area. So that's why I went with that first. Steve? Well, we okay, but with Monmouth and Florida Atlantic, who do you got? Uh, Roger, who do you have? You said Monmouth, Roger? Okay. And Taylor. Monmouth, which is in my state of New Jersey, against Florida Atlantic. I'm going to go with Monmouth anyway. My sister went to Monmouth for a year. Number 6, USC versus Nevada. All right, Steve. All right. Roger. USC, you mean? Right. Mike? Taylor? Diane? I'm on USC myself. Kansas State versus South Missouri State, or Missouri State, as the case may be. Steve? You mean Kansas State? Speak up. Speak up. Okay. All right. Mike? Roger? Taylor? And Diane? All right. Okay. We got some good ones now. Good. Good. I like that. I like it. Moving along. Don't forget, we have Sunday and Monday games too, but not as extensive. Number 23, Texas A&M, the Aggies versus New Mexico. Steve. Texas A&M, New Mexico. Good match. All right, Mike. Roger, Taylor, Diane. Make it unanimous. Okay. Uh, all right. Okay, this one's gonna be for Steve. All right, Steve. Number 4, Alabama versus Mid Tennessee. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought so. All right, Mike, Taylor, Diane, Roger. Make it unanimous. You Alabama it is. Okay. Number 7, Penn State versus West Virginia, and that game is on NBC because NBC's got the rights to the conference this year. How about that? All right, Steve. Who do you got? Penn State, West Virginia. He said Penn State. I got it. Speak up, Mike. Roger. Taylor. Diane. Go Lions. Okay. Number 24, Tulane, or as I call it, Tulane. Oh wait. No. Number 21. Ooh, Battle of the Carolinas, North versus South. Steve. Well, hold on. We're doing North Carolina, South Carolina first. All right, Mike, Diane, Taylor, Roger. You know what? I'm gonna go on the outside looking here. I'm gonna be going against the grain here. I'm gonna go with South Carolina at home. Okay. Number 24, Tulane versus South Alabama. Steve, you said Tulane, right? That's right. Mike. Ooh, an upset here. All right. Diane, Taylor, Tulane, Roger. Tulane it is. All right. Or some call it Tulane. Okay, we have Sunday games here because it's Labor Day weekend. And this one is of local interest, but anybody can answer this. Rutgers versus Northwestern. I'll start with the local crew first. Roger, Mike, Diane, Steve, Taylor. Make it unanimous. Rutgers. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got some. Yeah, how about that? Number 18, Oregon State versus San Jose State. Steve. All right, Mike, Roger, Taylor, Diane. Oregon State is. All right, now think this one over carefully, guys, because this one's going to be a good one. At least I hope it's going to be. Number 5, LSU versus number 8, Florida State. Oh boy, this is going to be good. And that's a Sunday night game at 7:30. Steve, Mike, Roger, Diane. Um, did I miss anybody? No. I'm gonna. Okay, Taylor, you're going to go Florida State or LSU? All right. Oh, Alex just came in. Alex, I know you're a little bit late for the football picks, but we're just wrapping up here. We got a big one on Sunday, Sunday night, that is. LSU, Florida State. Who do you got? No, next Sunday. It's next Sunday, next week. LSU, number 5 versus number 8. Flip a coin on this one if you need to. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with LSU, but it's gonna be a very, very close game. And Monday night, number 9, Clemson versus Duke. Sounds like more like a basketball match if you ask me. Steve, Mike, Roger, Alex, Taylor, Diane. I'm gonna go Clemson too. All right, Diane, you got any trivia you like to do? Go ahead. Go right ahead. Ooh, I go with Stan the Man. Gotta go with Stan the Man. What? Oh, yeah. We're also on it. All right, Diane, who is it? Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I heard of it. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. The Cincinnati Reds. Yep, I remember that. Okay, go ahead. I remember hearing of it. Okay, anything else? Please do. Speak up, though, Doc. McGuire, Albert Bell for the Blue Jays. Wow. Yeah. Yes. Right. Okay. Anything else, Doc? Trinity. Three brothers. This sounds like a trick question, here, folks. Yes, please. You bad third. Oh yeah. Right. Right. Of course. Yes, I kind of thought so. All right, so we'll move on. And okay, someone's trying to play a trick on me here as they're translating from Spanish to English. Oh, never mind. Okay, the Little League World Series is in action. Um, we had right now we have the West part of the United States playing Southeast. The West is leading 3-1, and the Caribbean beat Asia Pacific 2-0 earlier. So who do you like against the Caribbean tomorrow, guys? If any interest, you have the West or the Southeast playing against Caribbean. Who do you like, Steve? Diane? Mike? Roger? Yeah, right. Although East Hanover made a regional round not that long ago. Congratulations to my hometown. Okay, Alex. All right, and Taylor. I'm gonna go West, and I think they can beat the Caribbean tomorrow. Well, good luck, guys. Yeah, good luck is right. All right, so moving on. Getting a lot of interesting messages here today. As we mentioned, the Greek Freak, is not playing in the World Cup tournament, and he has not planned to sign a contract extension when becomes eligible next month, and won't sign a deal until he is comfortable knowing the organization will continue to compete for another championship. In an interview with the New York Times, a very well-respected publication, published on Thursday, the two-time MVP said the numbers don't have much sense, and the organization still has something to prove. Okay, next summer it would make sense for both teams. Even then, I don't know. The Greek Freak said in an interview, "I would not be the first version myself. I don't know that everyone is on the same page. Everyone is going a different direction. They sacrifice time from their families, like I do, and I don't feel like I'm signing." Giannis is entering the third year of his 5-year, 220 million supermax contract and includes an option for 2024-25. The Bucks can offer Giannis a 3-year, $173 million extension this September, the 22nd to be exact. However, Giannis outlined the factors that will go into decision making before he signs his next deal. The Bucks are coming off a disappointing first round exit in the playoffs against the Miami Heat, despite ending the playoffs as the top seed in the East. All right, what do we make of the Greek Freak staying with the Bucks? Steve, your thoughts? Right, yeah. Taylor, any thoughts on the Greek Freak? That's true. Mike, right? Greek Freak. Alex, right? Diane, Diane, Diane. I know you're there. No thoughts. Okay. Okay, I think I got something of an inspiring story this week. The LA Lakers will unveil a statue of the late Kobe Bryant on February 8th. The Lakers announced yesterday morning. His wife Vanessa made the announcement on the Lakers' social media post early yesterday morning on August 24th, actually Thursday, Mamba Day, which is reference to the numbers 8 and 24 during his playing days. That's what the jerseys he wore. The statue day also ties Bryant's daughter Gianna into the ceremony as she wore number 2. Yeah. Kobe and Gianna were both killed along with 7 others in the helicopter crash in Calabasas, California in January 2020, coming back from a tournament. Vanessa said in the video that she was honored that the statue will be honored in the center of LA in a place the house that was known as the house that Kobe built. Mm. Bryant will become the 7th member of the Lakers organization to have a statue outside the crypto arena. The others are familiar names: Elgin Baylor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Matty Johnson, Jerry West, and Lakers play-by-play man Chick Hearn, also a very well-respected broadcaster. He joins a list of athletes outside the crypto arena center, such as Wayne Gretzky and Luke Robitaille, who are Kings teammates, and one of the great boxers, Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy himself. The Lakers did say that Bryant three participate in planning the statue. The ceremony will be held outside the arena as the first in a series of tributes to honor Bryant's legacy. Like you said. So I think that's a pretty good story for the week. That's very uplifting. When you think, guys, very inspiring. Yes. Any additional thoughts, guys? Yeah. Yes. Anyone else? Okay. All right. For you hockey fans out there, anybody a fan of Austin Matthews? Well, I'm sort of it. If you think he's leaving Toronto, nope, not at all. He signed a 4-year, $53 million deal that will carry him through 2027, 2028. Well, we'll be approaching 60 by then. Yuck. At 13.25 million per season, Matthews becomes the highest paid player in terms of annual value, surpassing Nate McKinnon's 12.6 million on his 8-year deal with the Colorado Avalanche. Matthews was drafted first overall in 2016. He's a two-time winner of the Rocket Richard Award and 2021. He is the league top scorer. He had 290 goals, 542 points in 481 regular season games. His best season was in 2021 2022, where he scored 60 goals with 106 points in 73 games and won the Hart Trophy and the Ted Lindsay Award, which is the most valuable player award. I'm going to start out with Taylor. What does he make of Austin Matthews' deal? I mean, he is a good player, no doubt about that. Yes, he does pretty much. I mean, you don't become a slouch by winning those awards. He is a dangerous player. Still looking though for that elusive Stanley Cup, which Toronto hasn't won in a dog's age. All right, Alex. Yes. Uh, Mike. No, no. That was months ago. No, Austin Matthews of the Maple Leafs. He'll be back, but let's see if he's going to be worthy of this. We'll see what we can do. And the Rangers re-signed Alexis Lafayette. Uh, he's a young winger, 2 years for $4.65 million. He'll count only 2.3 million against the cap for the next 2 seasons as part of a deal that was completed on Thursday. He is from Quebec, and he made his debut in 2021 and has 100 points in his career. I think we can use that. Maybe we'll go further than the first round of the playoffs this year with him. Oh, and the NBA is in Player Association is filing a grievance disputing the league's 100,000 RK fine for James Harden for his comments made earlier this month expressing the displeasure after the Sixers failed to trade him. We respectfully disagree. We respectfully disagree. How do you respectfully disagree? With the league's decision to discipline Harden for his recent comments, which he made, which we believe to not to validate the rule against public trade demands. The players we intend to file a grievance and have the matter heard by an arbitrator. Earlier this week, the league announced the decision to fine Harden in the wake of investigation into comments he made during a promotional tour back in China last week, and called the Sixers president Daryl Morey a liar, liar, pants on fire, and does not want anything to do with him, with the organization, or anything else he's involved with. So, yeah, yeah, and he can't make his money where he wants to go. I mean, first it was with he was yeah. I mean, he's a lost cause. I thought Irving, I thought Kyrie Irving was bad enough, but no, he's not. Yes, right. Yeah, and I thought Dennis Rodman was a bigger diva than that, but yeah, yes, nope, yeah, no, he doesn't. Hold on, hold on, guys. I got Greg on the line, and he wants to talk a little bit of PGA golf. Okay, Greg, go ahead. Yeah, yeah, it is. Right. Yeah, right. Like what? Yeah, but you said suspicious. Why is it suspicious? Okay, okay. Sorry. Yes. Mm, mm. Wow. Yes, I like it. Right, right. No. Ah, that's it. Yeah, it is, but yeah. By the way, yes, yes. By the way, at the tour championship, round 3 has been suspended due to rain, probably, and Holland leads Scheffler by 4 strokes. Just to keep an eye up on that. Yeah, that's a given. That's a given. Yeah. No. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was better. Yeah. Match. The match. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And Mike is enjoying this. Okay. Uh, 4. All right. So anyway, Adam Jones will retire as a member of the Orioles prior to a game against the Rays on September 15th. The Orioles made the announcement just yesterday. Jones spent 11 minutes 14 seasons with the Orioles, has 1,781 hits with 263 home runs and 866 RBIs with 1,613 games with Baltimore. He's a 5-time All Star and 4-time Gold Glove winner. He last played in the majors in 2019 before spending 2 seasons in Japan. Well, well-deserved honor, and I think he's one of the reasons why. Well, I shouldn't say one reason, but the Orioles are just too good this year. Yeah, go figure. How awful. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, so move on. I got some more baseball news to mention here. Reds first baseman Joey Votto heads on the to the 10-day danger list with discomfort in his right shoulder ahead of a 4-game series against the D-backs, which is currently going on. Votto did not make a season debut with the Reds till June 19th while rehabbing from his left shoulder surgery last August when he had torn rotator cuff and biceps repaired. It was the first time that Votto missed the opening day since 2008. Hmm. Reds manager David Bell is hoping that the injury is a short one for Votto as he left in the second doubleheader Wednesday against the Angels after his shoulder became sore and was unable to continue. Oh boy. All right. Well, as I mentioned, that LSU game, well, they're going to be missing a good player on Wednesday as defensive tackle Mason Smith will miss the opening game against Florida State. Smith's absence is due to a 1-game suspension from the NCAA for receiving improper benefits coming from the Baton Rouge Advocate. That first reported discipline, although Smith did cooperate with the investigation. The NCAA rule was he was not eligible to play in the game, the newspaper reported. Smith, however, will be able to return for the home opener against Grambling, or is it Grumbling, on September 9th. The suspension will delay one of the Tigers' best defensive players. Last season, he suffered a torn ACL while celebrating a play in the first half in last year's season opener against Florida State and missed the rest of the season at that. Ooh, not a great way to go out. Yeah. Yeah. And I heard another player got suspended for receiving improper benefits after his coach, I think, took him out to dinner. Now that's ridiculous. You got suspended for that? When I heard about that story I was doing last week, I'm like, what? Of all the things you get suspended for, that is what you discipline for? Come on, that was a nice gesture. And you suspend one game for that? Oh boy, you can't even do anything nice for anybody anymore. Hmm. Now that is the second ridiculous sign of the week. Come on, give the guy some credit. Sheesh. Yeah. Well, yeah, but yeah, but that's kind of sounds ridiculous. My okay. Well, Houston had a big problem back on Thursday as they gave up 16 runs and a loss to the Red Sox on Thursday, and tied their record for their worst loss in franchise history since September 2011 against the Rockies. The Red Sox set a season high 17 runs to go with 24 hits. It was the most runs by a the most runs by a defending World Series champion. The Red Sox have at least one home run in their last 13 games, which is their longest since hitting 19 in a row. Oh boy! Back in 2009, the 24 hits were the most by a Red Sox field since August of 2015, and the 16-run margin of victory was their longest since they were trashed by the Yankees, which scored 19-3 in 2019. The Red Sox were just too hot, said Dusty Baker, and the hits just kept on coming, and they never stopped. Wow. There are losses, and there are losses that are just downright ugly, and that was one of them. Need I say more, folks? Yes. And Steven Strasburg is ending a career. It began as number one draft pick and won a World Series title in 2019 for Washington. How about that? Again, the Nationals. Strasburg's decision was first reported by the Washington Post. An official announcement is expected to be made on or before September 9th. But he's been hit with injuries and just made 8 starts since winning their first and only title in 2019. He needed surgery for a nerve blood disorder that removed a rib and 2 neck muscles. Ugh. That's not good. Yeah, I know, but still, that's a horrible injury to go through. He has not pitched June of last season, and his only start of that season lasted 4.5 innings before going back on the injured list. He has, though, for only 528 pitches, signed a 7-year, $225 million deal in December 2019, and did not report to camp after another setback. All-Star and spent his entire 13 His record is 132 with a 3.24 ERA with 247 starts and 1,723 strikeouts. Ugh. But when injuries get to you, that's a problem. Yeah. Hey, Mikey, I got some news for you about the Mets. Yeah. Hey, Mikey, I got something for you. Oh, I got some good news for you because 2 of the all-time favorite Mets players of our generation will have their numbers retired next month. You want to take a guess on who they are? Yep, yep. It'll be. Well, he's already retired. Well, he already had that retired. So we're doing good in Strawberry. Daryl. So yeah. So the Mets will have 9 numbers of their players and managers retired following an announcement made on yesterday, up from 4 when Uncle Steve Cohen bought the team in November 2020. Gooden and Strawberry were initial parts of the Mets' 1986 World Championship, with a record of 108 and 54, and beat the Red Sox in 7 games for their first World Series title since 1969, which almost didn't happen until the 10th inning in Game 6 when it rolled off Buckner. And here comes Stein, the Mets win it. Oh, no. Okay. Sorry, a little Vince Scully moment here. After the downfall began both players. After that, the downfall began both players' careers as they were derailed due to drug problems. Not the way you want to be remembered for. Gooden's career ended after he was suspended by the Major League Baseball for 60 days for violating his aftercare program. He became a free agent and was suspended for the entire 1995 season for repeated violations of the league's drug policy. Gooden was a four-time All-Star in 10 Met seasons, winning Rookie of the Year in '84 and the NL Cy Young Award in '85. I remember that very well. Hold it. Yeah, right. Um, Overall, he was 194 and 112 with a 3.151 ERA and 2,293 strikeouts. Strawberry, an eight-time All-Star, seven with the Mets from '83 to '91. He hit 263 with 252 home runs, 733 RBIs, and 191 steals, and a partridge in a pear tree. Um, he hit He then left as a free agent and signed with the Dodgers, played there until 1993, then with the Giants in 1994, and remember the Yankees, 1995, 1999, and 1996 threw a no-hitter for the Yankees. Oh, yeah. So anyway, as for as for Strawberry, or say Darryl, batted 259 with 350, 35 home runs, 1,000 RBIs, and 221 stolen bases. The Mets have retired numbers of Gil Hodges in 1973, who wore number 14, Keith Hernandez in 2002, wore the number 17. Got that, Mike? The Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, who wore number 24, but although he was primarily a Giant. Mike Piazza in 2016 wore number 31, though mostly he was a Dodger. Jerry, uh, no, he's more for Dodgers. Uh, okay. I'll praise him. 2021. Jerry Kuzman wearing in 2021 number 36. Manager Casey Stengel, 1965, and wore number 37. And of course, you can't forget Tom Seaver, in 1988, wearing number 41. Seaver was a big part of the 1969 World Series. And of course, as you all know, in 1987, the entire league retired Jackie Robinson's number 42 throughout the league. Yes, I know he was not a Met, but still, a great honor, of course. All right. Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, fourth cousin of Judge Judy, was carted off the field with a right hamstring after pulling up on 11-11 drills in a joint practice with the Rams on Wednesday. Head coach Sean Payton said after practice that Jeudy would undergo an MRI. He was running an end round as he pulled up on the right sideline and grabbed his right hamstring and needed help getting onto the court. Not a good sign there, folks. Jeudy was hoping to shake up a poor performance from Tuesday as he had several drops in their first joint practice ahead of tonight's preseason game as they play each other. Jeudy's injury continues a streak of bad luck for the Broncos receivers. Now, how are you going to do a season well without receivers? I mean, look at this. Yeah, we'll take a look at this, guys. Tim Patrick tore his Achilles, left Achilles in camp, and will miss his second season. H. Hamler was diagnosed with a heart condition, but the Broncos may bring him back. That's kind of a tough sign. And Jalen Virgil suffered a season-ending knee injury at the end of a catch, at the end of a 50-yard catch in his last week's preseason game against the Niners. How are you going to do without your receivers? Can you even play a game? Yeah, true. Yeah, tough. No, Yeah. All right, I got some bad news for Steve here because it involves the Dallas Cowboys and a good thing. Yeah, he'll be he'll be inducted into the Cowboys Ring of Honor later this season. Owner and GM Jerry, what's his name, surprised Ware with an announcement after the franchise leader in sacks hosted the Cowboys kickoff event. Even brought his daughter Marley to the stage, and was surprised Ware over the winner as he was selected to the Hall of Fame. Ware, a first round pick in 2005, became the Cowboys' all time sacks leader with 118 sacks while being named to the Pro Bowl 9 times, first team All Pro 4 times, and being named to the 2000s All Decade team. He was released in 2013 due to a salary cap and spent the last 3 seasons of his career with the Broncos, but did win a Super Bowl with the Broncos. The Cowboys will announce the game, which will be honored, but it will happen the receivers before he receives his Hall of Fame ring on November 30th. That's the day they take on the Seahawks. All right, so now we'll go to This Week in History. Oh, before I do, since this is the final weekend of the month, what are your best and worst of August? Steve. Right? Oh, best. Okay, they're doing well. Diane, your best and worst of the month. Okay, I'll give you that. Well, it's not sports related, but I understand. Uh, Taylor, your best and worst of August. All right, I'll get back to you. Who did I get? Yeah, did I get Roger? Yeah. Yes. Alex? Yeah, 5 weeks to go. Yeah, losing 9 in a row was. I would think the I would think the best of the month is Messi's performance since he came to Miami. I mean, he's on a roll. I mean, he's had 10 goals in like those 6 games, even though the Miami team still is awful. And I don't think he's going to play against the Red Bulls tonight. That's still up in the air. So we have to wait and see about that. I would love to see it happen, but I don't think it's going to. And the worst, I think, was just what happened last night with that high school football game where 4 people were shot and a person lost his life. I mean, I wasn't thinking, I was thinking something else for the worst of the month, but after hearing that, yeah, it has to be the worst sports story of the month, maybe of the year. You know, a kid losing his life. I mean, that's very tragic. Okay, so on to This Week in History. All right. 1956, the Yankees announced purchase of outfielder Enos Slaughter from the Royals. 19 Here's something interesting. 1950, NBC first color telecast NBC of a tennis match, the Davis Cup. Huh, interesting. 1939. Okay. Major League Baseball telecast on WNBC, what was called something else back then. Cincinnati Reds defeated the Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. That was the first baseball telecast. 1938, Montreal Maroons dropped from the NHL. One Maroon. One ignoramus. Sorry, it's my Bugs Bunny. They were in the NHL, but they didn't do very well because they were outmatched by their rival, the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, they couldn't compete with them. All right, 1962. Jack Haralick of the Twins no hits the A's 1-0. If you like pitchers duels, that was a game for you. 1967, Dean Chance pitches a 2-1 no hitter, and the Twins swept Cleveland. Yes, you can have a no hitter with a run scored. Walks die involve walks. 1971, Bobby Orr signs a 5-year contract with the Boston Bruins worth $1 million, the first $1 million contract in NHL history, a year after the Bruins won the Stanley Cup. 1972, Leo DeRocher replaces Harry Walker as manager of the Houston Astros. 1972, the 20th Winter Olympic Games, Summer Games, open in Munich, Germany, Munich, West Germany, and of course on September 5th, 1972, 9 people were killed in the hostage situation, and as Jim McKay put it, they're all gone. All right. 1985, Baltimore Oriole Eddie Murray knocks in 9 RBIs in a game against the then known California Angels. Now they're just the Anaheim Angels. Okay. Bo Jackson hits 4 of 4 consecutive home runs. Bo knows baseball too. Oh boy. Yeah. All right. Germany won its first ever Olympic women's field hockey gold medal, 2-1 against the Netherlands in Athens at the Summer Games. Lindsay Trapley and Abby Wambach score as the U.S. beat Brazil 2-1, maintaining an undefeated record in the women's soccer gold medal match at the Athens Games. They call it football. Okay, fine. And yeah, boxing match between YouTubers KSI and Logan Paul ends in a draw in Manchester, England. Please. Like I'm going to go there. Jake Paul. Yeah, right. Okay. Become quite a star, of course, in the internet world, but yeah, that's just the internet world. All right. See if I missed anything before we sign off. Oh, yeah, the Knicks and Raptors sued the Raptors members of their organizations after a former Knicks employee whom they allegedly produced and disclosed information to their division rivals. According to a copy of the lawsuit that was filed by U.S. District Court in Manhattan and was obtained by ESPN, the Knicks stated that Ike Asma, who worked for the Knicks for the last 3 years, sent the Raptors thousands of confidential files, including pay frequency reports. Okay, yeah, right. The Knicks accused Asman, who worked for the Knicks as an assistant video coordinator, then as director of video analytics and player development, of violating a confidentiality clause in an employment agreement, and alleged the members of the Raptors that directed Asman's and or unknowingly benefited from his wrongful acts. Yeah, way to go, stupid. Yeah. Boy, we do a lot. They do a lot of stupid things. They do a lot of. It's not just the players. Sometimes it's also the management as well that makes stupid mistakes. Yep. And the Lightning have signed forward Brandon Hinkle to an 8-year, $52 million deal. He was also part of the championship run not that long ago. He had 64 points in 81 games last season, which was his first full season with the Lightning since he was acquired in a trade by the Blackhawks before the 2022 trade deadline. Oh, it was not part of that championship run. The Lightning won back-to-back titles in 20 and 2021 and are aiming to keep their championship window open for years to come, and the signing of Hagel is a part of that quest. We'll see about that. Now the Rangers have anything to say about it, guys. Yeah, okay. And Jonathan Biener, an NHL goaltender. He's hanging up to 4 seasons. He played on 6 different teams and won a Stanley Cup. Wow. And Dvorak overcame a match point and excessive heat to um, win the Northern Southern Open in tennis match last week as he beat Alcaraz, the Team Wonder, in the match last week as we gear up for the U.S. Open, which starts on Monday. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this week. Rasal's coming up. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Next week we'll do the first game of the NFL season, which happens on the next Thursday. So we'll cover with that. Also, more college football action, and we'll take a look more at the baseball standings and whatnot, and a calendar of events as well, and a whole lot of other stuff to mention in the sports world. So tune in again next week, same time, same station. I'm going to wait for Rasal right now. That note, thank you, and have a very pleasant week. Yeah, hold on, guys. I think we're in big trouble here. Okay. Wait till I sign off, guys. Okay.